Okay, we're ready. We're live.
Hello, everyone. It is Thursday, the 21st of February, 2018. Well, I guess everybody knows the news of the day. The summit, or whatever his name is, the black gay guy, turns out his whole story was fabricated. And it's got a lot of the media having to eat crow. I find it interesting that at the same time that story goes flat was not true. In an odd twist of fate, it turns out that a lieutenant in the Coast Guard was arrested. And he had weapons and all ammunition. And apparently he, according to what we're hearing at this point, was fixing to commit acts of murder. And he had on his list, guess who? Schumer, Pelosi, Joe Scarborough, a bunch of liberals. Now, we don't know if that story's true. But because it was a white person who had those people on his list, I believe it will go with the mainstream media pretty heavy. They'll carry it and push it hard. Could be wrong. But the thing I want to talk to you about is these kind of stories. You got to be careful. Because what they'll do is they'll take the media's attention and get the whole country looking in a direction that they want you to look instead of looking at what you need to be seeing. It's called misdirection. And they use it well. They use it incredibly well. And so when I see stories like this controlling the airwaves, I always wonder what's going on that we're not hearing about. What is the stuff that's not being talked about? And don't doubt for a second that they don't know how to use this stuff. So when something like this comes up, or something honest like a hurricane, tornado, whatever, when they see something like that, it's, it's like found money to the handlers and the spinmeisters. It allows them to do things behind the scene and not be caught, and people not watch. Be careful with that. Know when you're being trapped in to seeing a story that the media's all over. Be careful what they're hiding. Be careful about what's not being covered. Now, another thing that's in the news, I heard just this morning that he going to turn his report over to Barr as early as Friday. I do not know if that's true. I would be thinking it probably won't happen, but hey, Dump Friday, that'd be a good time to do it. Dump Friday's when politicians know and all the people in Washington know you take it on a Friday, dump it out there, and then over the weekend people don't watch the news. So Friday would be a possible day. But I still believe he's going to hold it. Now, he will have time when he breaks his report out. Remember, it goes to Barr first, and Barr has to review it in depth. And then once he reviews it, he's got to determine what of Mueller's report, what information can and should be turned over to Congress, or three committees, or to the members of Congress, and then has to figure out what, if any part of it, should be turned over to the media, to the public. That process will take a little time, so it won't Just because he turns it over to Barr doesn't mean it'll instantly be out for us to know. But folks, I assure you, just don't doubt this for a second. Mueller has special counsel with that team of hit prosecutors that he has on this case. They're not going to go 2 years. They're not going to go through the millions and millions of dollars they have spent on this investigation. They're not going to do that and let Trump off the hook. They're not going to do it. It may not be serious what they charge him with, and it certainly probably will not be real, but they will come after him with something. And whatever he comes out with, you need to know the outcome. And here's the way it's going to go. When the report is released to Congress, the Democrats are going to go through the report, and they're going to find items that they believe are just shocking grounds for impeachment. Yes, they're going to find them. Now, what's going to be odd to you is the Republicans in Congress are going to review the same report, and they're going to come out and say that this report absolutely absolves Trump of any wrongdoing. The same report, looking at the same stuff. They're going to split up and divide all. Democrats are going to say there's stuff in there that's got to be impeached over. The Republicans are going to say there's nothing there. So get ready. That's the way it's going to go. Now, there's one other thing I want to say before I take your questions. I was told this morning several things that are spinning around on the internet. Several. One of them is that Trump and Bush and the Bush people, I guess, George W., they got together and made a deal not to prosecute any of the Clintons or any of the people involved in this case. Folks, that's not true. That's not true. I don't know where this story came from. I have no idea. But that is not the truth. I think it probably generated itself, if it came from somebody honestly just making a mistake. It could be that Barr was Attorney General under Daddy Bush. So that would lead one to think, well, maybe they did make a deal. Maybe, when he took the appointment, there's not going to be any prosecution of any of those people. That's not true. I assure you this, Donald Trump, the person he is, the person we've all learned to know, the person we've seen, after what the Democrats and the media have done to his family and him, after what they have drugged that family and President Trump through, don't doubt for a second that President Trump will back off of anybody. He will not do it. So take that story and throw it away. Then there's the story that's out there, the 5G. Now, guys, I'm not that knowledgeable in that information. I'm not. I understand simply that they're putting these towers in everywhere, and the towers create microwave and could, make everybody get fried. Let me tell you what you need to do with the 5G thing. Oh, and that's Trump's okaying it, or Trump's going along with it. Let me tell you what you need to do with that. That's what I call a pet peeve. That's an item that some of you are very interested in. It's an item some of you are not. What you have to think about doing, folks, is we got to take all of our pet peeves, all of the individual issues to worry about the issue. And the issue is saving the country. Once we have saved the country, then we can all divide up and get back into going and arguing about our pet peeves, which project's more important than another. But until we have secured our country from socialism, let me assure you, you don't want to be dealing with that stuff right now. We don't need to be spreading that around to people, because when you bring that up to people, there's a lot of people that are going to say they don't believe it. And just because they don't believe in that, then they think we're nuts. So please, be wise. And please use discernment when you're scanning the internet. When you're seeing all of these headline stories popping up on the internet, dear Lord, use discernment, use common sense. Please, don't just buy into anything. Mary Ellen, as you can tell, my throat's a little weak, so let's go on and go to the questions if there are any. Have we got anybody in the chat room?
Yes, we've got 33 people in the chat room, and you've already answered the one question that came in. I do want to let everybody know that we have a new group on Facebook called Never Socialism. You are welcome to join. I'm the moderator, and I'm the one that set it up. We just did that today, so you are welcome to try and to come in and join it. If you cannot get into it, send me a text message, 240-499-6729, and I will make sure I invite you. Also, we've got t-shirts that are going to be available. They are listed now on the website with a picture of the front and back of the white and black.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm back. I didn't.
Yeah, okay.
Somehow I got knocked off.
Okay, I was telling them about the t-shirts. We have it listed on the website. What we need to know right now for pre-orders is your name, contact information, the color, black or white, the size, and whether you can use PayPal to pay for it or whether you need to use a credit card. Text that information to 240-499-6729. If you didn't catch the number, you can go to the website, nicholslive.com. It's listed there under merchandise. Another announcement is we are starting a book club. It'll be on Wednesday nights, starting the first Wednesday in March. We are going to discuss the book, 28 Years to Nowhere, an Inspirational Tragedy. It's Larry's story of his journey since leaving the employ of Bill Clinton and the fight that he has had with them over the last 30 years. It was 28 years when we wrote the book. It's now about 30 years. So if you're interested in joining that, text me at 240-499-6729. You can buy the book through the website. If that link doesn't work, then go to the text message and send me a text, and I'm the one that mails them out, so I will get the book to you and we'll talk about how to pay for it. I think those are all my announcements. Larry's PayPal is nicholslive@aol.com. He needs some help financially for his own personal needs. This is his job. This is the only source of income he has, is what we do to support him. And he needs some funds to get these t-shirts ordered next week and other things that he needs taken care of for his own electric bill and water bill and personal needs, etc. So nicholslive@aol.com on PayPal, and he gets that money immediately, and please help.
All right, thank you. Now, any questions? Anybody have a question? Sounds like we don't. Sounds like we've got no one out there has any questions today.
The only question was the 5G, and you answered that. So.
All right. Well, folks, let me do this. We'll go ahead and end today. Today's a short one, but it needs to be. So what I want you to do is I want you to think. I want all of you to think. Tomorrow, I want to tell you the future. And I got to say this. You know, last night I saw a little piece of Hannity. And here was Sean Hannity talking about they were the first to do this, the first to notice this, the first to get on to the plot to overthrow the president, etc. If you get the book 28 Years to Nowhere, and you realize how long ago that was printed, in the back I tell the things that Trump's going to run into. And as Mary Ellen knows, and as some of you know, I was telling people that there was a coup years ago. Right when he got elected, I would say there was a coup, silent coup. First time many of you ever even heard the word silent coup was with us. With us. The question then would be, how could I have known back then that this coup was going on? Well, it just goes to show you. I tried to give you a warning of the things that come. And I will once again remind you, I do not have epiphanies. I'm not a fortune teller. It's just people I know, the places I know them, the involvement of the people that I deal with allows me to keep you informed and hopefully ahead of the game. So with that, without any other questions?
Hang on a sec, Larry. I'm scrolling through. Somebody said that there were 10 Republican senators who voted against the wall. What does that mean?
It means just what we've talked about since day one. The Republicans are not really Republicans. There's not really two parties, folks. You know that. We call them rhinos, Republicans in name only, but it's worse than that. They're in on it. So what it means is when you think in terms of if they come through, not if, when they come through the Democrats with impeachment, that will get through the House. It will. But when it gets to the Senate, you would think it would be stopped there. Well, now that you see 10 Republicans voted against the wall, now, I don't know if they voted against the wall exactly, or they may have voted against him doing the presidential emergency order. But it shows you we cannot count on the Republicans in the Senate or anywhere. You can't count on Republicans anywhere. To be honest and be on our side. They're all guilty. They're all dirty. And we have to watch out. We'll have a plan for that when we get there. Believe me. We know what's coming. And we know what to do. Any other ones, Mary Ellen?
Nope, that's it that I can see.
All right, gang. Until tomorrow, but you want to listen tomorrow.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah, there is one more. Can Barr be trusted because of his friendship with Mueller? And do you know anything about Governor, McMaster's? And what about and what do you think of Ann Coulter nowadays?
Yeah, Ann Coulter's jealous. She's mad. She's mad because Trump, after he got elected, would not give her his carte blanche to the White House. So she's jealous. She's in a fit of jealous rage, and she doesn't miss an opportunity to slam Trump. But so here again, that's somebody's personal feelings, that's somebody's personal situation, and she allows it to threaten our country. It's just wrong. Now about Barr, I'll tell you this straight up. I don't trust any of them. You can't trust any of them. We have to watch and see, and we have to be prepared for what they do. But the smart of us can do, take whatever comes out of Washington, folks, whatever you see in the media, whatever comes out of Washington, figure out what is exactly opposite of it, and you'll know the truth 99% of the time. 99% of the time. So no, I don't trust Barr, but he's there. He is there. And he's got a chance. He has a chance to service and do a good job for the people of America. He's got children. He's got grandchildren. So let's hope he values their future more than he does play the game. Anybody else? Is that it? And that governor, I don't know anything about him.
That's it for now. Somebody asked who votes on socialism, whether it's Congress or we the people. It's Congress. They can vote to change the Constitution anytime they want to by legislation, and that's why who we vote to go into Congress is so important, right?
Well, that's not technically right.
Okay.
We the people will be the ones that determine that. We will be the ones that determine that, and we determine that who we put there. But simply stated, yes, Congress could wake up tomorrow and uniformly all of them say, here's what we're going to do, and do it. Who would stand up and fight it? Who would get on to fight it? Nobody. So that's why the 2020 election is the key. It's the key.
All right, here are the names. Here are the names of the 10 senators, the Republican senators who oppose the emergency funding for the wall. Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, Marco Rubio from Florida, Mike Lee, Romney, Jerry Moran, Lamar Alexander, Rand Paul, Cornyn from Texas, and Ron Johnson.
Yeah. I'm aware of most of those.
And Tom Tillis.
Yeah, I'm aware of most of those, and most of those are, just beware of agendas, folks. Just watch for their agendas. About the only one that's not controlled by anybody, I think, that is his decisions based off his true feelings would be Rand Paul. But the rest are controlled by their lobbyists, the people that fund them.
Yeah. All right, let's end it. If anybody can help, again, his PayPal is nicholslive@aol.com. And if you need to place orders or get other information from the website, nicholslive.com, and join the Facebook group, Never Socialism.
All right, folks. Till tomorrow.
Thanks, Larry. Bye.